You're about to watch a Trains Newswire video. If you enjoy what you see, consider watching some of our other full-length videos. Selling Sunshine, the Florida Trains. Locomotive 2017, a video companion to our best-selling annual issue. Big Steam is back. All of these and more are available from our website, kalmbachhobbystore.com. Are you ready to do this?
No, but let's do it anyway.
Let's do it anyway. Good morning, Trains Nation. Today is Friday, February 23rd, 2018. All day until midnight. I am your loyal sidekick, Steve Sweeney.
And I'm Brian Schmidt. I got a question for you, Steve.
What's that?
Is that 12 o'clock midnight or 12:01 railroad time? Because railroad timetables always changed at 12:01 for clarity.
Oh.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, something like it's.
Yeah.
How about 12:00:30?
Okay.
Can we do that? We'll split the difference.
Split the difference.
Okay. Well, anyway, so we got some stuff going on in news this week.
We do?
We do. Big announcement just came out now. It may not be the biggest thing this week, but it's the most expensive thing. The Ukraine, that place that's sort of near Russia and Poland and the Black Sea, is going to order $1 billion of locomotives from GE Transportation. Just announced this morning. We've got it up on Newswire. We have photos. It's a TE33A.
It's part of the GE Evolution series.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like the old E60 electrics. It's kind of got a straight front and just a little bit of a slope to the cab. Cabs at both ends, I think.
Well, I couldn't see both ends from the photo. But
some of the other ones that have been delivered have cabs at both ends.
Right.
Kazakhstan has more than 300 of them now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very European looking, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah, but still a big deal for GE. They're going to deliver 10 locomotives in whole, and then they're going to deliver a bunch of kits during the next 10 years. So that's kind of cool.
Do they come in blue boxes?
They just might.
Yeah.
If they come in blue containers, that would kind of be the same thing, wouldn't it?
Would be, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find that out. I will definitely check that out. We got a lot of diesel news this week, but I wanted to talk about 1309. Western Maryland Scenic's project to restore Chesapeake and Ohio 2662, number 1309. We got some kind of an accounting this week of what brass had been stolen from the Western Maryland Scenic. We're getting reports this morning that some of the brass was from that locomotive. And it was, according to police reports, there were 61 transactions totaling $14,000. Now, I just did a back-of-the-napkin calculation that if you sold $14,000 in scrap brass, and if you took the highest recent value at like $1.91 a pound, I don't know what was all involved. That was like 7,000 pounds.
6.5 tons.
That's a lot of brass.
A lot of truckloads.
Holy moly, that's a lot. So we're going to have more updates on this on Newswire today, and of course in the coming weeks to come. Of course, 1309 is probably the biggest steam locomotive project out there, other than the big one, the big boy.
The big one.
The big one, the big boy. The big boy out the west there, yeah. Also news in the east, Beano Railroad Museum Executive Director Courtney Wilson is resigning effective the end of this year, or at least this fall. He says he wants to move on, and there's a statement from the board of directors saying that he served the organization well, and the board looks forward to getting a new person on in time to go forward with a new strategic plan. So once you have a strategic plan in place, you have a new direction. It's good to get new energy. Courtney's been with the organization since I think 1999, so that's just a couple of years.
Just a couple of years.
Just a couple of years.
Yeah, and you're how old, Steve? Yeah.
Exactly. Let's not say how old that long ago that was. Also, in from Ralph Spielman, we have New York Penn Station upgrades. Track 15 going along well. There's more concrete work than they expected, but they are progressing. So lots of good stuff there.
Will there be another summer of hell this year?
No, there's not going to be. They're gonna sort of stretch it out into a bunch of like long weekends of hell.
Okay.
Which, I don't know, just seems better than a summer of hell. I mean, it could be like a novel series, like, the young adult readers. Anyway.
Make it official, do the extra work on Monday, and then really make it, the Monday from hell. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
I like that. So, but you have some diesel news.
I do? That's right. Well, we already
Diesel
went through,
Brian.
Yeah, Diesel Brian. Doesn't kind of roll off the tongue like Diesel Dave Ingalls, does it?
No, it doesn't. Diesel Brian Schmidt.
We already talked about the GE deal in the Ukraine.
Yeah, which is cool.
And we have, a little bit closer to home, okay, see if I can get the name of the company right, Progressive Rail in Minnesota.
Yes.
Progress Rail supplies locomotives. Progressive Rail just bought some locomotives.
And then there's another magazine of a similar name that we're not going to ever talk about.
That's right. Yeah, thank you for that, by the way. So Progressive Rail bought 2 SD45 car body units, painted up in their blue and white paint scheme. It looks a lot like the old Minneapolis, Northfield, and Southern. Progressive Rail, I think they're going to use them in Wisconsin, on the Wisconsin Northern.
I believe they are.
So yeah, sand train service. We did a story, actually, Steve Koshinski did a story on sand trains on that line 3 or 4 years ago now.
Yeah, Steve, our guy in the Twin Cities. Now, there was a little bit of controversy on the comment section, and we had to go back and correct. Are these SD45Rs or are they SD40-2s? Go.
Yes, or the SD45-3s. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know.
Once you get into rebuilds, there's a lot of kind of gray area, and it's up to the person doing the rebuilding to come up with a designation and what standards that shop or that entity followed. So there's a little bit of gray area there, and what upgrades were done to it too.
Well, we don't know all the upgrades.
There's room for discussion, and we encourage it.
Yeah. Well, discuss on the comment section for that story about the 45R rebuilds or the 40-2 rebuilds or the 45-3s. Whichever you want to call it. But yeah, put it there in the comment section. We'll put it up on Facebook again, I think, this weekend, just because we're getting so much comment on it. So be sure to do that. What else we got in diesel news?
Metra. Metra is buying 21 used Amtrak locomotives. They're the F59 PHI, the streamlined version. You'd see them. We're still tracking down, I think, exactly where they're coming from and what paint schemes they're going to be in, but they could be in the Cascades paint schemes, or they could be in the Surfliner paint scheme.
Right, basically West Coast.
Yeah.
From your point of view, West Coast.
But look for these coming soon onto Metra commuter trains. We'll see if they get repainted or they just get put into service right away. That'll be interesting, and it'll be worth the trip down there, I think.
Absolutely. They could also wrap them for a lot less.
Yes, they could. Just like maybe they do a Rock Island one, they could do a Northwestern one, Milwaukee Road one, just saying.
That'd be a good idea.
One more piece of diesel news.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Sturbridge line out in eastern Pennsylvania has a genuine Pennsylvania Railroad painted FP7, I think it is. They're running it on freight trains.
So wait, is it Tuscan red?
It is, yes, Tuscan, yes.
And
of course, all the comments are like, "You could have made it Brunswick." Well, it's their toy. They made it Tuscan.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
We've seen it running on some freight trains, and there's also I believe, a tourist operation out there too. So we'll see if it shows up on that as well.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
It's all on Trains Newswire. You can go find photos and learn a little bit more there.
Yeah, we got all that and more. We even have 2 quick stories from Europe this week. One on test service, new high-speed service between London and Amsterdam. They can do it there at 186 miles an hour all the way, and they're even going underwater. Go figure. So, and then a new story on a brewery in Switzerland that has a 142-year-old contract with Swiss Railways, and they just extended it.
Another 142 years?
Well, not quite, but I think we can raise a glass to that. Today's episode of Trains Newswire Roundup brought to you by Hotspots. Hotspots, the new special SIP, ta-da, from Trains Magazine and editors of Trains Magazine. I have to say, even though Brian doesn't like me to point this out, he is the brain master behind this issue. Came up with a lot of the hotspots. And Jim and I talk about what we like about it most, and I mentioned a few of the locations that I like. But Brian, what location do you think is really cool in here?
Well, I'll tell you the best feature about this is that it's done, and you can go buy it right now.
This is true.
With DVDs.
And there's 6 DVDs. That's right.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
there are
that's
6
right.
DVDs you can go get. Let's see. Can we name all the DVDs? Horseshoe Curve.
Yeah. Wisconsin Speedway.
Intermodal.
Yeah.
Probably Tehachapi.
Yeah. Yep.
Donner Pass.
Yep.
No,
not Donner Pass. We didn't do Donner Pass yet.
Didn't do Donner Pass yet.
Well, but you can find out all of the video titles at our website, kalmbachhobbystore.com, where you can buy this and all of the videos. It reminds me, I think next week we'll bring some of the videos out so that we can show people all of the videos that we have to go with it. It's really good, really special. And by the way, I flipped through this thing. We, as editors, we found missed a comma there. It's like, there's a half point of space extra there. You're going to love it. You're going to look through this and you're going to say, I want to go there, because that's what I want to do for a lot of the places that I've never been. So, for everyone at Trains Magazine, we hope you have a happy, healthy, and safe weekend. Take care.